Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So today we got to talk about Steve Hamilton, because for those that don't know, he runs an aftermarket car parts business and has a $20 or $25 million car collection. But, I almost spilled that. In addition to that, he also has a $4 million house, and this is the first time that we're able to see what's inside of it. So with that said, we're going to take an inside look into his new house tour, see what it's all about, and I'll give you my own thoughts as a real estate agent, real estate investor, and someone who watches a lot of YouTube videos. So with that said, thank you so much, and also big thank you to Epidemic Sound for sponsoring this video, but more on that later.
Welcome to my house. So one of the most requested comments that we get by far is everybody's been wanting to see a tour of my house. My wife and I spent so much time building and crafting this thing over the course of 2.5 years.
Listen, you know it's a big deal too when your cars are worth 5 times more than your house is. How crazy is that? That would be like the average person living in a $500,000 house, driving $2.5 million worth of cars.
Now we're gonna head into my office where I spend 1 to 2 hours each day working on the various business that I own or that I'm a part of. I am an owner at Fitment Industries, Custom Offsets for those of you just watching, some Pet Supplies Plus stores, and I have other investments elsewhere in real estate and other stuff like that.
Oh, look at the walls. See, I'm a huge fan of that dark color wall. I mean, obviously, I'm kind of biased, but I absolutely love that. I think it really sets the room apart, gives it a cool tone, and yeah, dark walls, I'd love for that to come back in. I love this style.
My wife and I just finished this house just about maybe 15 months ago, so we're...
Look at the table. That looks a lot like the iced coffee hour table, except there's no coffee beans in there. This is nice though. He needs a rug underneath his table though. There needs something on the floor to kind of finish it out a little bit, make it a little bit softer. Good rug would go a long way.
Move on to the dining room. What I want to point out is you're gonna see a bunch of windows and open space. The first phrase I ever said when I was a kid, it was turn on lights. I like a lot of light, especially natural light coming into my home. So we have a ton of windows. It's almost like a glass fishbowl in here.
I like that. I'm huge on natural light. For me, and listen, I say that as I'm sitting in a room that gets absolutely no light whatsoever. Like I have the whole thing blacked out, but that's for filming. Everywhere else though, I think there's something really calming and peaceful about just having light throughout the day and waking up to the sunlight and going to bed when it gets dark. I don't know, there's something about it that's just nice.
Here's my dining room. It's a little bit seasonal right now.
Oh, look at the cars. Oh, he's got the Ford GT parked right out in front. You know he's about to give us a car tour in a little bit.
This house actually has 3 different bar spaces in it, despite the fact that I don't drink. Believe it or not, I've actually never had alcohol. But we, again, built the house to entertain, so that's what we do. I think I have 15 different refrigerators too. We're gonna do a little count along the way of all the refrigerators I have to verify that number. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 3 refrigerators alone in the butler's pantry.
Why? Why are these so refrigerators? First of all, you'd never find that. If you're ever a guest in this house, you'd have to be opening up all the drawers to find the one that has the iced coffee in it, now for sale at banquetcoffee.com.
We built a big kitchen, and this kitchen was built for basically someone that really knows how to cook, and that someone that knows how to cook is my wife. My wife is a wonderful cook. She's making dinner for us in just a little bit. This is really tailored around the way that she wanted it, and she is very effective.
Look how big that island is. How do you even reach? I feel like you have to like walk around a football field to go and basically just like grab the potatoes on just sitting on there. It's so big.
A friend once recommended to us that 2 dishwashers are what saved his marriage. He kind of said 1 clean, 1 dirty, so that even when one's done and it's clean, you'll have somewhere else to put your dirty dishes. So we've had in the last few homes 2 dishwashers.
Wow, that's really neat. I never even thought about that. It makes sense though, because every time you have a dishwasher full of clean dishes, you can't put the dirty ones in there without emptying out the clean one, so they just pile up in the sink. I'm blown away. Why don't they make dishwashers that have just like 2 sides to them? So always one side could be the clean side. That's so cool.
And the fireplace, I think we go through about 2 face cords of firewood each year. I love building a good fire. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 fireplaces in this house.
Oh yeah, try doing that in California. You can't do it anymore because of pollution reasons, and it's not good for the environment. I don't know the exact reason, but they've really tried to like move away from the fireplace. We have a gas fireplace here, but it's just not the same as like putting in wood, hearing those pops and smelling this. There's something so special about that. You know, I gotta say, I've seen thousands of YouTube videos at this point, and it frustrates me because so many of them could be just a little bit better with some background music to match the tone. And that's why I partnered with Epidemic Sound to sponsor this video. As somebody who's been making videos on YouTube now for almost 6 years with over 1,500 videos across 5 channels, Epidemic Sound is my go-to sound tracking source for all of my needs. And it just makes certain moments that much better to set the mood. No, not that mood, this mood. It's a great tool for online video creators to soundtrack their best moments without having to worry about copyright strikes or takedowns. And Epidemic Sound is a huge library of 35,000 tracks and 90,000 sound effects with new tracks added every single week. Not to mention, all the tracks are professionally produced by a diverse group of artists and exclusive to Epidemic Sound. They've got a personal plan that's perfect for creators as it covers most platforms, including YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and podcasts, including the Iced Coffee Hour, which, by the way, should already be subscribed. They've also got a commercial plan for freelancers, businesses, and agencies looking to soundtrack their content. That way you don't have to worry about getting demonetized. No joke, I've been using their service for years and they're absolutely incredible. So if you're interested, feel free to use the link down below in the description to sign up for a free 30-day trial, see how you like it. I love it, so enjoy. Thank you so much, and now let's get back to the video.
My wife and I had built a home about 5 years ago, and it was the traditional white farmhouse. Those popped up everywhere. Everybody and their brother has one of those homes, so we wanted to really differentiate it this time. And so we did something even more kind of contemporary, but also still very comfortable. And we chose the very dark siding because it's just the opposite of the bright white farmhouse that everybody did.
It is going to set a trend. Then everyone's going to do that. I've seen this popping up so often now to do the really dark color exteriors or the black siding. I like it, but give it 15 years, you're going to look back and be like,
What were we thinking? It's so dated. Ooh, it's a house from 2022.
so you know what? I like it now, but you know what? Trends come and go. So every 5 years, it's going to be something different.
I just want to make sure that I'm clear to everybody that I didn't have anything like this when I was a kid. I grew up with nothing. My family, 4 different kids sharing a 2-bedroom apartment, moved from apartment to apartment on welfare. We literally had nothing. So it's important to know that I worked very hard to earn all of this, and this certainly wasn't handed down for me. I mean, countless hours of work to be able to get where I'm at now. And I think it's important for people to hear that because they do make judgments about this.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. A lot of people see tours like this, they're like,
Ew, he's flexing though.
as if like his entire channel isn't him showing $20 million worth of cars. But you know what? I see this and I'm like, I'm inspired by it. I look at this and think, wow, that's an awesome house. I'd love to have a house like that one day with the land. Like here in Vegas, it's not the same thing to get like trees and grass and like have a big yard. Here it's just a lot of like dirt and desert, but like I love this style.
My philosophy about this home is that everywhere should have a house, right? Every single item that I own should not really be out in the open because there's so much space in here that everything should always be put away, neatly organized.
Yeah, but then what happens, you just end up with a whole bunch of stuff that you never see and you never get rid of it. The junk drawers are a perfect example of that. We have so many drawers that are just like, I'll just throw it in the drawer. And then it stays there, and then you forget about it for years. And then it's like, where did you put it? You lose it. So sometimes having it out in the open means you're more likely to just clear it out every now and then.
You can see our massive and extensive wine collection right here. It is a very nice showcase, and this is one of the few things that we did kind of for resale, where someone typically buying a house of this caliber is going to be someone that wants some type of wine storage area.
I agree with that. It's good for resale, but that would be great for an aquarium. I just throw up a big 300-gallon reef aquarium right there, enjoy the fish. And you know what, if you want to put wine in it at some point, go for it.
You can see these are huge window wells that allow a ton of light into the basement. And again, I just didn't want to feel like I was walking down into a dungeon. I've dabbled in some musical instruments here and there. One thing that I stuck to a little bit more than others was my drum set.
Oh, I love the drums. That's the one thing in Vegas, I don't have a drum set. It's just ran out of room. You know, when you put offices in every bedroom and you need space to walk around, the drum set takes up so much space. Man, I love a drum set again.
I call this room the Steve wants to go to sleep room because no matter what movie I want to watch, no matter what time of day, 30 minutes into it, I fall asleep. I don't know what the hell it is about this room. You can see a lot of the Disney nodbacks, all of the old school Disney movies that we've got on the wall. One of the more obscure ones, Sword in the Stone, which is one of my favorites. You probably haven't seen it.
Oh, Sword in the Stone. Those are great movies. You know what? I'd love to go back and watch all of the old, like, original Disney movies. That would be a great time.
Moving on to my daughter's room. She's still in single-digit age, so she still has this cute little room with her gymnastics setup. She is by far the messiest child that I have. The boys have little upstairs lofts that are hidden in their closets. She used to have one right there. You can kind of still see the rough patchwork, but it freaked her out. She thought, like, monsters or something were in there, so I had to have it sealed off.
Oh man, I remember being a kid and like thinking there's a monster that was in the closet. There's always something that was like trying to get me at night. Never happened. You know what was funny? I was never afraid of anything under the bed. It was always the closet. For some reason, that's what spooked me. But you know, everyone's different.
This is the upstairs laundry, where the bulk of the laundry is done. Nothing really too special to see up here. And the guest room. This room still smells like it was just built. Like when you walk into a home and it's brand new construction, because this room hasn't been used quite enough.
These are great sized bedrooms. Look at the volume of the ceilings. Listen, for a guest room, getting a great deal.
I just got the floor redone on my garage. It looks beautiful. And now we're gonna head to the sport court, probably my favorite room in the entire house. Look at that sexy thing right there.
Oh, I love that walkway between the two. This is cool. I would just set up an office there. Like just being around all the glass and the openness. I love this with the black ceilings, the black hardware. It's perfect.
I used to store all of my cars here. This home was built to store 15 cars inside. As many of our followers know, I have roughly 25 cars. Right now, about 9 of them are in service, believe it or not. We still were able to get a lot of cars here. So we wanted to show you folks a quick view of the collection.
Oh, look at the flooring. He did that coating. I love that. Part of me wanted to do that in my garage as well. And then I thought, well, you know what? Like, you never see it anyway, like with him. He's got such a showcase for me. I never really look at the garage floors, but that coating is pristine. I love it.
We thought this floor would showcase the Pagani the best, so we threw that in here for you.
Yes. Listen, if I had a Pagani, I'm building out the garage to be something insane. This is so cool.
This is my McLaren Senna, the very first hypercar that I ever bought. It was previously owned by Dead Mouse. We have heavily tuned and modified it so it's a lot louder and faster.
Oh my gosh, look at these cars. They're so nice. The LaFerrari in matte black. Jeez, that is insane.
So we got the Escalade that I just picked up, the Rolls Royce owned by Tristan Thompson, the NBA player, and he would haul the Kardashians in there. He actually took that from one baby mama hospital to the other baby mama hospital, that very same car. My favorite car of the entire collection.
Oh, that is gorgeous. You know what? His collection has probably gone up in value a decent amount over this last, 2 years just by owning these cars. So he's made money by driving these cars.
Old Smoky, the Ferrari 488 GTB. This thing has downpipes and exhaust. It is tuned, and I think it has the most tasteful wheels in the entire collection.
Oh, I'm looking at the GT3 RS. I don't even look at the Ferrari. That Kermit green, I love that color.
My 2006 Ford GT, the second to last one to run off the production line. And just a really clean spec. You'll notice a lot of these vehicles do have aftermarket wheels on them. Of course, being an owner at Fitment Industries, CustomOffsets.com, and some other wheel companies, that's my job. Speaking of which, these are some tasteful wheels that Rohana did for us.
Yeah, you know what? See, I'm more of a fan of keeping things like this stock, but you know what? Since he's in the business, he has to put his own wheels on the car. They don't look bad.
Bar number 3, the sunken bar that seats right up to the pool, probably the least used bar. Really the only bar that we use is the one upstairs that I showed you guys near the kitchen.
His backyard is incredible. I love the fact that the trees are changing colors. I realize this is something that probably most of the US sees, but here on the West Coast, California, Nevada, everything looks the same. It's like California is sunny all year round. Vegas just gets hot and then really, really, really cold, but everything looks the same. So this to me is just, I love the feeling of fall and just like seeing the leaves change color, and we don't get that, unfortunately.
And what a great job the pool cover is doing right now, preventing the pool from getting leaves in it, right? Good job, Steve. High five. Fireplace number 4. We already got to the 3, right?
Oh, I love this. The screened-in outdoor porch. Again, you don't really need screens in the West Coast because we don't get any insects ever. But yeah, here you need it because of like mosquitoes and whatnot. But gosh, in the summer, this would be the place to hang out.
Looks like my kids just got home from school. I wanted to show you a cool feature, but first I wanted to thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out this little button right here.
You know what? Let me show you this button here. It's called the subscribe button. So all you got to do is just hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.